Oh, I apologize. I was muted. Welcome to Africa Rise with Susan West on this beautiful Saturday. I must apologize that we're starting late today because I have been running around London today, but I did promise myself that I wasn't going to miss today's broadcast, whatever it takes. I was going to come on because I know that at least there are a few people who really are waiting to see. The volume is low. Oh, Koti says the volume is low. Oh, Koti, give me a moment to have a look. Is it better now, Koti? Because I know. Koti, is the volume okay now? I apologize. This is what happens when you're running like a headless chicken to just make sure that you're able to meet up with your. Thank you, Koti. I have been running helter skelter everywhere around London today, but I was determined to make sure that I came back, that I saw you guys, that we had this chat, and of course, hook up again on Africa Rise with Susan West. So I apologize for the starting late, but I'm super pleased and feeling loved that all of you, Koti, Kiss Love, you've been there waiting. There are other people, of course, I can't see their names because they are not typing anything, but I'm super excited to see you again today. Thank you for joining. So as you join this broadcast, do the needful, which is create watch parties, invite your friends, share this broadcast. If you haven't liked, followed, or subscribed to our channels, please do so. It is Africa Rise TV on YouTube. It is Africa_Rise.tv on Instagram. It is SWOB21 on Facebook, SWOB21 on Facebook. Please do the needful. Subscribe, like, follow, share. Do all it takes to take this ministry to the permanent site. Thank you, Koti. Thank you. Koti is just, raining down compliment on me. Thank you so much. We will chat after the broadcast about the lipstick and so on. Oh, yes. So where do we take it from here now? I usually would like to take a short break to gather myself at this point because I just ran straight in front of the camera and hoping that everything went well. So give me a moment to take a short break.
It's been a great pleasure being on Africa Rise and the fact that you focus on African problems, African issues. And I would urge you to continue. And I hope that more and more people will pay attention to the leaders that you bring to speak on Africa Rise, and that this will translate into some change for the better for our continent. Congratulations.
Okay. This is your numero uno. My name is Charlie Moore, the area father. You're the very one of Africa and the president of all frustrated Nigerians. Keep it real with Susan West. Yes, these are the channel where they like to watch when I won't get sand.
Africa Rise with Susan West.
Welcome back. Yes. Welcome back. The kids are getting ready to go back to school here in London. So, of course, as a parent, there's a lot of running around to do, and it's not been funny. I barely had 2 hours of sleep from last night, working throughout the night on my computer and then having to do all these things. But you know what? We do all these things with so much joy. Thank you, Boma. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And of course, our topic of discussion today. Remember that today's broadcast is our calling program, which means that anyone, everybody, anybody who chooses to want to come on screen, you're free to do so. Just signify by messaging us on our number, which is going to be scrolling shortly. There it is. Yes. So message us on our number +44 7459 349 175 on WhatsApp. So you don't have to worry about international calling cards. On WhatsApp, message us and we will send you a link to come on. David Philip Barango, Ibote, my brother. So And if you want to just call in, you don't want to show your face on screen and give us your contributions, please feel free to do so. Our topic of discussion today is the dilemma of Nigerians: insecurity, ban on food haulage, and bizarre politics. Why did I choose this topic? It's been so much drama going on in the past few days, few weeks, and there's just so much going on. Someone said to me that it is called Africa Rise. Why do you do a lot of Nigerian topics? And I said, what can I do? Nigeria seems to come up with a lot of drama, and not very good drama these days. And of course, I am Nigerian, so naturally, of course, I am always well aware of what goes on back home. And so, of course, pardon me if you feel like I'm doing a lot more of Nigerian topics than other parts of the continent of Africa. Peace, Bassi. Much love. Welcome. Yes. So I just want to take us down memory lane by playing a few videos of President Muhammadu Buhari to bring us right down to what we are having to deal with in present day Nigeria. So give me a moment and I will play this video. I'm going to try to take this.
Of human desires, the desire for freedom. We therefore give thanks to and remember our founding fathers who labored so hard and sacrificed so much.
Who has preserved us to witness this day and this occasion. Today marks a triumph for Nigeria and an occasion to celebrate her freedom and cherish her democracy. Nigerians have shown their commitment to democracy and are determined to entrench its culture. Our journey has not been easy, but thanks to the determination of our people and strong support from friends abroad, we have today a truly democratically elected government in place. I would like to thank President Goodluck Jonathan for his display of statesmanship in setting a precedent for us that has now made our people proud to be Nigerians wherever they are. With the support and cooperation he has given to the transition process, he has made it possible for us to show the world that despite the perceived tension in the land, we can be a united people, capable of doing what is right for our nation. Together, we cooperated to surprise the world that had come to expect only the worst from Nigeria. I hope this act of graciously accepting defeat by the outgoing president will become the standard of political conduct in our country. I would like to thank the millions of supporters who believed in us even when the cause seemed hopeless. I salute their resolve in waiting long hours in rain and hot sunshine to register and cast their votes and stay all night, if necessary, to protect and ensure their votes count and were counted.
You know what? I hope that you paid attention to the things that President Muhammadu Buhari was saying in 2015, because we will begin to analyze the things that he made mention of and take it from there. So feel free to call in at this point. if you noticed how he was so civil in thanking Nigerians, how he made mention of how President Goodluck Jonathan have set a precedent of handing over, to a civilian government, even though he was an incumbent president who had the chance to run a second term. and just accepted defeat. One of the things that stood out to me in everything that President Muhammadu Buhari was stating there was the fact that he understood that the Nigerian people went through thick and thin to make sure, at least the people who did, went through thick and thin to make sure that he came on board for reasons best known to them, which at the time were insecurity, the major issues were insecurity, the bombings, the kidnapping that happened with the Chibok girls. And so there was high expectation when he took over office. And as he took over office, because of the reputation of a no-nonsense man that he is, a former military head of state who was known to be a disciplined person and almost to some Nigerians an incorruptible man. And so that leading us to today's Nigeria. We will continue to, of course, play a little more other videos just to refresh our memories to where President Muhammadu Buhari has taken Nigeria, where he met Nigeria, and where he's taken Nigeria so far. Princess Ivy Osawe, welcome from Canada. Let me quickly play this video here.
Build and bequeath to us this wonderful nation. It is our duty to consolidate this great legacy. On this 1st October date, and on the eve of the start of the general election cycle, we should do well to reflect on what bind us together and the great strength our diversity bestows on us. Ours is an ambitious nation, and as citizens, we have every right to look forward to the future with confidence and optimism, which are well-founded considering where we find ourselves today. There has been a steady improvement in the security situation in the north.
I just want us to discuss when he talked about the diversity of the Nigerian state, which is our strength. And then he went ahead to talk about how Nigerians are an ambitious people all around the world. I had to pause that. Koti says when he took over office, it took him 4 months to pick ministers and ended up picking funny individuals who never fit into their roles. Absolutely. And you see, trying to refresh our memories is so that for those of us who are in a place of confusion, and it can be very confusing, and sometimes you get into a fight, and during the fight, you probably finish the fight, and then you realize that you don't even know why you started the fight in the first place. But bringing us going down memory lane like that will help us understand what the expectations were, who Muhammadu Buhari is, what the promises that he made to Nigerians, and how woefully he has failed in bringing about those promises to light. So he talked about our diversity, how ambitious we are as Nigerians, and then what did he do with the diversity, which is supposed to be the strength of Nigeria, the diversity of culture, languages, and religion. What did he do? What did President Muhammadu Buhari do with the diversity that Nigeria is supposed to take advantage of? If we continue playing that video, just briefly, let's see what he says.
We remain committed to ending the crisis and make the Northeast safe for all. Our thoughts and prayers are always with the victims of Boko Haram's atrocities and their families. Beyond that, we know that the goals of the Boko Haram terrorists include capturing territories, destroying our democracy, and denying our children the right to education. We will not allow them to succeed. I want at this point to pay tribute to the men and women of our armed forces, the police, and other security and law enforcement agencies who have been working under the most difficult conditions to keep the country safe. In the process, many have made the supreme sacrifice.
Absolutely. In the process, many have made the supreme sacrifice. And we, of course, understand what just a few days ago, there was an announcement which the Army headquarters went on their social media handles to deny that 100 military officers have left their positions and ran away, basically, because they sent them to the war front without the equipment that is needed to fight Boko Haram and the bandits, whatever you call them, they are all the same. 100 of them was reported to have abandoned, basically went AWOL, because what they have been doing is just sending these young men and women into harm's way. The Boko Haram or the bandits carry more sophisticated weapons than Nigerian army. And so a few days ago, it was reported, even though the army took on their social media handle to deny the claim that anybody even left, but it was reported that 100 people left their duty posts in the army because they were sent to the war front without equipment, no guns, nothing. That is not to even begin to talk about the fact that they are not even well taken care of. We have seen videos of the Nigerian army in Sambisa forest or in that vicinity, about 4 or 5 of them soaking Gary from one plate, a small bowl of Gary from one plate, while their bosses are cutting away with loads of cash and God knows what. Because he says the bandits, Boko Haram, are all the same group of people. Absolutely. I want to go ahead. Hopefully, this is not a copyright. This will not cause us some kind of copyright issue. But I want to go ahead and play this video, this interview conducted by Al Jazeera.
No, there is no need for it. If the same military cannot secure 14 local governments out of 774 in 6 years, how can we be sure they can secure those 14 local governments in 6 weeks?
But the Election Commission seems confident that this 6-week window will allow for the particularly vulnerable areas in the northeast to become calm. And also there is the international force made up of Nigeria plus some of its neighbours who are prepared to launch an offensive against Boko Haram operatives in order to calm the security situation in the northeast.
Well, I believe Nigerians are grateful to our neighbors that have eventually agreed to come and salvage our country for us, for good neighborliness, so that they too are not threatened by the instability from here, from Nigeria. But the bottom line, as far as informed Nigerians are concerned, is the massive corruption in government. Where is the vote for weapons, for the military, for the police, and the training money is going to?
Can we...
It is time for us to also ask President Muhammadu Buhari, where is the votes, the monies budgeted for weapons for the Nigerian army? Why does Boko Haram or the bandits or the Fulani headsmen have weapons that are supposed to belong to the Nigerian army? Why are our men and women in the army left without these equipment? When that video I just played was, he started by responding to the Al Jazeera interviewer by saying, when she asked about Goodluck Jonathan postponing the elections in 2015 by 6 weeks, and why he should do that. And so Muhammadu Buhari's reaction at that time was that what they couldn't do, what the army could not achieve in 6 years, what would they then achieve in 6 weeks? You know, so literally saying that there is nothing that's shifting the time the election was going to be held, was going to do security wise, because it took 6 years. They couldn't do anything about it. And 6 weeks wasn't going to make any difference. Yodara Igwe from YouTube says, even he acknowledges that other countries in Africa can be affected by conflicts in Nigeria. The shameful part, though, is the fact that almighty Nigeria, giant of Africa, under President Muhammadu Buhari, was reliant on smaller countries like Chad and Niger to protect Nigeria. This is the same country who have had the ECOMOG, you know, sent Nigerian men and women soldiers to secure places like Lebanon and other countries who were in, you know, in conflict and turmoil in the 80s. And that is the country that was now under President Muhammadu Buhari dependent on Chad, Niger, and so on to come to our aid. I will then go ahead again. Keep your comments coming in. We're going somewhere with all of this. I'm going to play this one really quickly.
Chibok schoolgirls were taken captive by Boko Haram. They've still not yet been found. When you were running for president, you said to Al Jazeera that the then government knew where they were, and you attacked your predecessor for not giving a, quote, cohesive reason as to why he couldn't rescue the girls. Now you're in charge of the government, so why haven't you been able to find them yet?
We have an idea where the girls are. Our main problem is, and what we promised to the constituencies where these girls have been abducted to, that we wanted to rescue them alive. There are Boko Haram leadership that wanted us to discuss, but we have to prove they are bona fide. We want to make sure they have to prove to us that they are alive, they are well, and then we can promise them and negotiate with them.
So you will negotiate with them? You would do a deal with Boko Haram, offer them money or a prisoner exchange? You're willing to do that to get the girls back?
Yeah, we said it and we meant it. If we
Right. When they asked him about criticizing his predecessor, before Muhammadu Buhari went into office, he did mention that the Nigerian government under President Goodluck Jonathan knew where the Chibok girls were. That they knew where when he was then asked about the Chibok girls, he said, we have an idea of where they are. He was very sure when he wasn't in office that Goodluck Jonathan's government knew where the girls were. But when he became the boss of Nigeria, he had an idea of where the girls are. And of course, he went ahead to talk about how they were willing to negotiate with Boko Haram. Now they've changed the name Boko Haram to bandits to herdsmen, right? But they are one and the same people as far as we're concerned. Chibok girls is something that nobody talks about anymore nowadays, because of course there have been kidnappings of schoolgirls and boys uncountable times. So it brings me to then quickly playing this next video, and then we will talk about our latest predicament under Muhammadu Buhari.
No, I have explained that countries that play around with their currencies are countries that have enormous production capacity. They have factories in place. Their infrastructure in terms of power, communications, and security are virtually perfect. Nigeria virtually imports everything, from rice to toothpick. Now, if we don't have the money to import those things, what is the value of further developing our Naira?
Well, you're going against the advice of the IMF.
Why not?
The IMF is suggesting
If it is against our national interest, why can't we go against the IMF advice?
another
If you remember, I'm wondering, where is this Buhari who was responding to this interview? Where is this Buhari, President Muhammad Buhari? Where is he? The one who refused to devalue the Nigerian naira, who wanted to freeze the naira where it was at that time. And even with the IMF pressurizing Nigeria to devalue their naira, didn't want to devalue the naira. Where is this President Muhammad Buhari? Because it doesn't make sense. Things are not adding up anymore. It is true that Nigeria imports virtually everything from even down to toothpick. One is left to wonder, where is this President Muhammadu Buhari who was insistent and adamant that Nigeria's naira will not be devalued? Today, the naira to the pound is almost 600 naira. The naira to the pound is almost 600 naira. Where is this Muhammadu Buhari who was adamant? So now we come all the way to talking about the latest Kenny. Oh, this the last interview was done in 2016, sorry. I believe 2016. Now it brings us to talking about of course, last week there was another kidnapping from school. The Jengebe schoolboys were kidnapped. Then they were released after, of course, paying some ransom of some sort. I would like to play a video from the last kidnapping that happened. Went a bit awry. They went and they negotiated and they released the girls who were kidnapped. Now, after the girls were released, the Zamfara state government refused to release these girls back to their parents. Let me see if this is it.
A long-awaited reunion of the recently released schoolgirls from Zamfara State with their parents turned bloody when 3 people were shot by an unidentified person. It's understood that 1 person had died and 2 others taken to the hospital. The 279 girls were kidnapped from the boarding school last week Friday before being released on Tuesday this week following spending 4 days in the custody of their abductors. Arise correspondent Amaka Okoye turned in this report.
This was supposed to be a happy moment. It descended into chaos. Parents who were anxious to be reunited with their daughters could wait no longer. While local government officials were making speeches, angry relatives rushed the school building to access the traumatized girls. The military opened fire.
We thank Almighty Allah for bringing our children back and for some of their sisters who were able to escape during the incident.
It was supposed to be a ceremonial event. It had been almost 48 hours since the girls had been released. They were taken to the school to meet their parents. They could be seen sitting during the ceremony, crying, distraught. On a day that should have been a celebration, Zamfara is once again in mourning. Amaka Okoye.
Now, why did I have to play that? We're not making up stories. These are things you find on mainstream media. These girls were released to the government of Zamfara State. Under every normal circumstance and right-thinking people, the government will be in a hurry to reunite these girls with their family. But no, they decided to do what they do best, which is make ceremonies with everything senseless, make big ceremonies with it. So not only did they keep these girls for 24 hours, they kept them for 48 hours. 48 hours after they have been handed over to the government of Zamfara State. And so the parents who have come there to identify and pick up their children became restless, and there was pandemonium as they broke into, they began to, defy the security outside the building to go in to identify their children, to pick them up. And lo and behold, what happens? The security, whether it's the police, whether it's the army, we're not sure, opened fire, shots at people who are already traumatized, stressed, troubled that their children have been kidnapped and finally released. Meanwhile, before that happened, not all the parents have even seen or even identified their children, that their children are part of the children that have been rescued. And in that process, 2 or 3 souls were lost. It doesn't make sense. What doesn't make sense, even in the animal world, is what is happening in Nigeria. Oh, Osasoge Semi Eriyo, welcome. Greetings, he says, greetings. Thank you. So the lines are open. The line is +44 7459 349 175. Call in or come on screen. Make your contributions. Do not shy away. This is our program. What sort of a government rescues the children and refuses to reunite them with their parents on time, not because they're going through some kind of health check or psychological evaluation to see how they've been negatively affected by whatever experiences they must have had in the forest, but simply because politicians were being politicians, typical politicians in Nigeria, with people's lives, with children's lives. And so, of course, as we go on waiting for you to call in, we talk about the food, the food, the stopping of trucks from the north to the southwest, the south, and of course to the east with the food. We say we are one Nigeria, but one Nigeria that would rather starve a part of the country and feed to foreigners. We were in a dilemma, but this is a dilemma that has afforded us a chance, an opportunity to begin to make amends and see that we are never at the mercy of anybody, especially another human being who does not have good intentions for you. The entire Nigeria cannot be held ransom because a few people decide that whether you're killing us on our farms in the name of herders, whatever you do to us, we cannot talk. And when we do talk, when we finally have a voice that is being heard, you think that, okay, if this violence is not working, the next best thing is by starvation, starving us in times that is not war times. We're not in war, but this is what a part of the country decided to do to the other part. I'm going to play a video. I'll tell you what this video does. This video will help.
Hello, good morning.
You're calling.
My name is Reverend Dr. Akintunde, the National President of Professional Farmers Cooperative. To show you my yam, over 200 of this planted in used bags. Today we have yam harvest all year round. You don't need to depend on.
Very well. Do you want to make your contributions, Chidi?
Yes, I want to make my contribution. Am I on to the program?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. I really want to commend you for sticking on the issues that are very difficult to talk about, the issues that are not like people don't get excited talking about them because they're actually depressed about it. People have developed a kind of denial to these things. So whenever you bring up these issues, they shy away from them. But I really want to commend people like you for staying on them because someone has to do this job. Now, I don't even know where to start. First of all, the video you played about President of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, I'm kind of confused. The more I try to watch videos about him, the more I don't know if it's a recent video, but he looks totally different from other pictures or videos I've seen of other people that are being shown as him. So it just creates more confusion for me. And I'm not surprised with what he says. In fact, I don't even listen to what he says about the money and the currencies because it's more confusing. That's the most I can say. So it's just an unfortunate situation where we find ourselves right now. Me personally, I think it's a case of we trying so much to fix a house that already has a faulty foundation. I mean, like, what can you really do? You're trying to paint the house. You're getting some people to fix new windows on the house. And you're saying, hey, see, we're fixing the windows. Hey, we just painted the house. And we're trying to tell you the building is crumbling. Can't you see? So, like, why are we wasting? What is the government trying to do? Like, what are they trying to convince us? Are you trying to say that, hey, what we're doing is they are leaving the real problem? The major issue in Nigeria right now is insecurity. As we're speaking, people are still dying. And kidnappers are still kidnapping. More people are being discovered with guns, and the government is not saying anything to kind of look like it's pushing that back. No. So it's not even about the economy. Somebody told me that, the thing about Nigeria's system not working. I said, hold it there. You can't talk about Nigeria's system working because as far as I'm concerned, there's no system at all. Dino Melaya just said it, that everybody is doing what they like. So I don't want to take up your time because I know some people may be wanting to contribute, but it's just so convoluted when you talk about issues in Nigeria. Like every single, look at somebody just gets up and says, oh, we're not going to ship food down to the east and the west. I'm like, what are you doing? You don't want to ship the food down. Okay, now eat your food. I saw a video, or is it a picture, where they had to dump the tomatoes for cows to eat them. And then it's unheard of that the government is even planning to compensate the farmers. That's the height of it.
You know what, Chidi? I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that they had the heart. Unfortunately, when they got out of Nigeria, they found out that the foreign markets they were hoping to go and dump their goods didn't need their goods because they had enough food. And so the foods were perishing. And suddenly the prices crashed. And when the prices crashed, still nobody was willing to buy. So what a shame. What a shame.
And that's the kind of place you want me to discuss whether the system is working. That's not a system. It's not even, if you can't graduate it, you have to first of all graduate a system before we can begin to discuss you amongst the Committee of Nations, because this person will now say, like, you get up one day and you say, oh no, we can't use this currency. Oh no, we can't do this. Oh no, we can't do this. Like, who decide? Like, who decides things in Nigeria? Do we still have a Senate? Do we still have a House of Representatives? Do we have lawmakers? How do decisions get taken in Nigeria?
Right. Absolutely.
Okay, let me tell you this one. How did you feel when in other nations they are busy trying trying to gather statistics about people who need to be vaccinated, how they need to be vaccinated, the logistics about them being vaccinated. And in Nigeria, they are having a party to receive the vaccine. There's a reception party for the vaccine. I think it was remaining for them to sow Ashebi to welcome the vaccine.
Absolutely, Chidi. Thank you. Thank you. What an embarrassment. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Susan. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you for calling. Thank you for calling WMTV. Thank you. That's a ridiculous truth. You know, when we didn't make a vaccine, I wish that we made a vaccine. But when the vaccine came, we're making big ceremonies to celebrate the arrival of vaccines produced elsewhere. I'm going to quickly play this video for those of you who might be nervous on how you can survive without the North. I'll tell you something though. If we have any pride in ourselves, any pride whatsoever, any respect for ourselves, do you realize how much you don't need to eat beef, meats? Do you know that you don't really need to eat beef to survive? Do we understand how we can come together as a community to begin to breed cows if we so choose to? Rearing cows is not a God-given a business talent or gift from heaven to a Fulani man alone. Do you know that? If you so want to eat beef as a community, do you know that people can come together and begin to do these things so that they can provide for their communities? I'm going to quickly play this video of Reverend Dr. Sorry, what's his name? I'll quickly, he did introduce himself. How this man has an association, but he is growing yams in sacks, cement sacks, that people would not even necessarily understand what the use is, what it's going to be used for after they've emptied their cement out of it. Just take a look. Let's begin to think out of the box on how to salvage and solve our problems.
Hello, good morning. My name is Reverend Dr. Akintunde, the National President of Professional Farmers Cooperative. To show you my yam, over 200 of this planted in used bag. Today we have yam harvest all year round. You don't need to depend on some people bringing food stuff from the north. Next week we are starting the tomato and pepper, the other corner. With used bags, you will be able to plant as many things as you want within your compound. And you will be able to feed yourself without depending on anybody bringing food from any part of the country. With this, I believe we can make a change in our life. I want to admonish you, give it a trial. These are used bags. Many of us will use cement and throw away the bag. Many of us will use feed our chicken and throw away the bag. Now you can use to achieve the results. Like I said, this is over 200, and we are still adding more. A plot of land can contain up to 10,000 pieces of this. And with 10,000 you farm merchants. All you need is just wetting them once or twice in a week. Get an hose to just spray water on them once or twice a week, and you are in business. So if you want to get more information on this, call the number 080-5457-7608. Once again, 080-5457-7608 to get more information on how to do your pin interest, or better still, go to your Google, Play Store and download pin interest. It will show you many of these things you can plant within your. Thank you and God bless you.
Yes, so you can see what people are beginning to do. It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science to grow some kind of foods that we think only grow in the north. As far as I know, growing up in Nigeria, the yam that we bought that was grown in the east tasted a lot better than the one that came from the north. So I don't know about you. You heard this Reverend Dr. Akintunde say out his number. I want to go and type it out for you so that for those of you who would like to, there is a WhatsApp group for farmers or people who want to learn or know more on how to begin to use their little space in their garden or whatever space you have, or innovative ways to begin to grow your food. I will put his number down. He made mention of the number, but I don't think everyone got it. So it's 080 54 5457 7608. That is the number. I'm going to display that number now. Please take the number down and contact them on WhatsApp. They have a lot of innovative ways. They are teaching people how to grow foods. So for those of you who want to begin to see how, Aminu Abubakar Dam Musa flash guest, you want to come on? Aminu, you want to come on? Please, if you want to come on, call us, send a message to +44 7459 349175, and we'll bring you on. We're about to round up anyway. So please do that quickly, Aminu, Mr. Aminu. Thank you. Yes, so like I was saying, Mr. Akin, today's number is 08054577608. Contact them, go on the group. There are many things that you can walk away with, learning how to farm in small scale farming, just at least so that the little things that you can grow to feed yourself, you can do that, because it is high time we begin to understanding that a particular trade is not meant for just a particular group of people from a particular region in the country, because what happened recently should be an eye-opener to the rest of Nigeria of how you never let another man decide your fate by solely depending on this particular person to be the one to feed you. And when push comes to shove, or when things are not when you're not in good terms, they pull the plug. I mean, that is very inhumane. But they had to pay a bigger price because they lost a lot of their food crops. The countries they shipped it to didn't want them because they had enough. Of course, they have people growing those produce in their countries, so they didn't want to buy it. At the end of the day, they cut down the prices so that people can buy, yet people didn't buy, and it just went to waste. And of course, again, remember that the President Muhammadu Buhari came up a few days ago to talk about shoot on sight anyone that is found with AK-47 anywhere in Nigeria. And of course, some of us were excited initially. Oh, yes, he's finally talking. He's finally up to it. He's finally upped his game. But then it quickly occurred to me that when you make bogus statements, there's so many gray areas and it can be misinterpreted, and a lot of things can go wrong. When you give orders that anyone found with AK-47 should be shot, as far as they are not a security, a recognized security outfit, that brings me to asking, who exactly are they going to be looking for to shoot at sight? Because as far as I'm concerned, he still did not mention bandits, herdsmen, or Boko Haram. And I do understand, of course, the dynamics of this game and the danger in it is that the Eastern security network that is set up in the East is not something that have been adopted by the Eastern governors or government, Eastern governors, which makes it a little bit dicey and tricky that such orders will only end up in a part of the country, paying a heavy toll, just trying to secure their people, which is not fair, because we would have liked for a statement like that was absolute and clear, that go to the north, anybody brandishing AK-47, whether you are a headsman or whatever you are, give the Nigerian army to shoot at sight, because that's what should have happened anyway. Negotiating with terrorists is never the way out. We are no longer confused as to what is going on with the sheikhs and the governors or the politicians who keep acting as mediators between government and these terrorists who kidnap and then are offered ridiculous amounts of money to release the children. Any serious government will understand that, especially with the last set of girls that were kidnapped. They made mention that their kidnappers gave them their phone numbers because they had made marriage proposals to these young girls. And they are waiting to hear if their proposal will be accepted. That made me laugh. That made me laugh, because any serious government, if you didn't know where to find the terrorists, they have given their phone numbers to these young girls. They would take advantage. Any serious government who intends to do anything about the insecurity situation in Nigeria would then take this as an opportunity to apprehend these people. But no, they won't. They won't, because of course they already know who these people are. And that brings me to understanding the psychology of these kidnappers. Does it cross your mind that someone who is a criminal who set out to do criminality on his own accord will give phone numbers to the girls to, because I want to marry you? If it's not because they were hired by a group of people to do the job, therefore, there is really no animosity between them, especially this last set of girls that were kidnapped. If it was a kidnapping that was originated based on hatred, animosity, and whatever that we think is the reason they're kidnapping these girls, why would they give them phone number and ask and make proposals of marriage and ask them to contact them if they accept their proposal? Unless, of course, they are disconnected or unconnected emotionally to whatever they're doing. As far as they know, they have been hired to do a job and then they've been told to release the girls. Simple psychology. If the government of Nigeria is any serious, from these girls who have been released, they will be able to find the kidnappers. But let's wait and see. Nothing is going to happen because they already know who they are. They hired them after all. Aminu Abubakar Damusa says, let us get one thing clear. No part of the country blocked any other part. What happened is simple. A trade union, in this case, food vendors from the north, decided to go on strike to bring their plight, I think their plight to attention. Their goods or grooves, their grooves is genuine and simple. What was that supposed to mean? Grooves? Genuine and simple. Anytime there is crisis in the country, they were attacked, killed, and their properties looted. This is true. 2, they are also victim of multiple taxation from all levels of government. This is also true. 3, they needed compensation. Compensation from who? From what? I don't understand. I mean, I wish you could call to expatiate, to really throw more light on what you're saying. Compensation from what? From Nigerian government? How many people have been compensated in the East that the herdsmen went into their farms and destroyed? Did the federal government of Nigeria compensate those farmers? I don't understand. The people taxing these farmers, who are they? Are they the Nigerian police? Are they the Nigerian army? Or are they ordinary Nigerians? Are they people from the East standing on the road to tax these people? I don't understand. I need more clarification. I need in-depth analysis or explanation to what you mean, Aminu. Well, our broadcast is gone on for a bit longer than I would love to. So any more contributions? Otherwise, I will be rounding up. So far, so good. The blanket shoot at sight is not good enough. The president, if he truly is the one who made that statement, should have been more clear on who should be shot and where they should find those people to be shot. He said to the forests all around Nigeria. But now we have people in the southwest, in the Yoruba land, they have Amotekun and other people who are trying to protect their land. I'm not sure if they carry AK-47, but they, of course, will carry some kind of ammunition. In the east, they have the Eastern Security Network, which the governments of those places are so cowardly, or whatever it is, to adopt so that they can give them more power or legal standing to operate as far as protecting their own people. Therefore, who are they going to go and find in those bushes and shoot at sight? I do hope that this blanket order that have been given does not end up costing lives of innocent and well-meaning Nigerians who are only out there to protect their people, and that they truly go after the true criminals, the real criminals, the bandits, the herds, the criminal herdsmen who kill, rape, and pillage in the name of moving their cows around. And of course, the Boko Harams. Well, thank you everyone who's joined us. If you're watching from YouTube, please remember to subscribe. And when you do subscribe, press the bell button. Like, follow, share our broadcast. We will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to have a son, Mr. Femi Falana, on our program. A sound legal mind to make sense of some of the questions that we have. And so please do join us tomorrow at 6 p.m. We will do well to keep to time as usual. Thank you. Thank you, everybody who was able to join us on today's broadcast. We really do appreciate. Please continue to share this broadcast even after we have come off live. I do hope and pray that we're not only fixing windows on a broken house, that we don't continue to fix the windows of a broken house, because regardless of how much effort we try to put in, it will never stand. Nigeria is so dear to all of us, and that's the reason why the Bible says, spare the rod and spoil the child. We are at a point where we have to call a spade a spade. This is not about talking or speaking negatively about Nigeria, but it's about pointing out these things and calling them by the name, by their name. And so we can begin to walk in that consciousness and stop living in denial of the fact that so many things have gone wrong with the country Nigeria. And in order for Nigeria to survive beyond President Muhammadu Buhari's administration, we have to talk about these things, and it has to be tackled. Thank you for joining us, and I will see you tomorrow, God willing, at 6 p.m. Nigeria time, 5 p.m. UK time, 1800 hours on the GMT. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.